Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, I am bringing you the 2024 predictions for the new year. And I have been receiving so many messages about getting healthy. Yes, I know it's like a cliche, right? Everybody puts on their new what do you call those things? Resolutions. Yes, your new resolutions for the new year. So many people start the new year with an intention of getting fit. They join the gym so much in greater numbers, the diets, all of that fat thing that we all know. Most of them are short-lived. They mostly end up fizzling away within the first 4 to 6 weeks of the year. Well, 2024 is different. 2024, everyone is ascending, everyone. So that is people who are doing the work, people who are already awake, and those who are not. Of the people who are not awake, they are receiving the want to get fitter, to eat better, to move more, to get their bodies in better physical health. And that is part of the ascension. So you might be one of those people who has never actually put that type of resolution for the end of the year or the new year. But this year, it's hitting you hard. This year is like, yeah, that's what I want to do. You may not know what it is, but you're doing it and you're feeling it and you're wanting to do it and engage in it. For those who are doing the work, you're feeling more connected to it because this is the connection, guys. When you are eating live foods, right? So that's anything that grows from the earth, anything that's organic, anything that's fresh, right? Not man-made, not the stuff that lasts forever on the shelf, but the things that actually rots if you don't eat it. So that's the live food. When you're eating live food, those foods have a really high frequency. It allows your body to heal itself. It releases things that your body no longer needs, and you get healthier by releasing the extra weight, the extra energetic weight of the foods that you might have been consuming, especially during the holidays, especially the sugar, that has been really weighing you down and preventing your metabolic system from working at its best. And when you are eating these light foods, you have a greater connection to your higher self or to the divine, to God, to the angels, whomever it is that you work with or that resonates with you, right? And not only that, you're able to receive messages clearer. You're able to receive messages clearer and actually want to take action on them, like trust them. You're able to trust them more. If you're already eating well, if you're already taking care of your body, if you're already engaging in moving your body, 2024 is going to bring you to your next level, which is you're going to be able to do that fast that you never did before or that is scared you before. You're going to be able to meditate for longer periods of time. You're going to be able to do a run instead of a walk or do a longer walk than what you usually do. So it's still going to bring you to the next place in your own spiritual awakening and ascension. It's going to be really at the catalyst of what you are able to do because you are being pushed by the consciousness of the entire world who is ascending and feeling this energy to do this type of movement, to move into this shift of taking care of your human body. So yeah, that is the first thing that's coming through for 2024. It is not the same one as every year. It is a way of really connecting and clearing your energy physically and energetically so that you are able to receive all of the codes that are coming in and integrate them quickly, use them, and continue to raise the frequency of yourself and the planet. All right, so that is the first thing that's coming through really strongly for 2024. Attached to this or coming through from this, the next part is about the shadow. So there is so much more light on the planet right now, so many light workers doing the work, so many people ascending, waking up, and meditating and connecting to their higher self and realizing and remembering who they truly are, that all of that light collectively is shining more and more light on the darkness. So in 2024, you're going to see a lot more chaos, a lot more shadows coming up to the surface, but this must happen. So don't be afraid of this. This is part of something that has always been there. The darkness has always been there. It's just now we are shining the light onto it so that everyone can see it. And so think about this as, when you do a remodeling of your home or something, right? The first thing that happens is you empty everything, right? So you have to release things. This comes along with the first prediction of, or the first energy of getting your body in better health and shape. And then you destroy things, right? You start taking down walls, you start removing things, and it becomes really ugly, chaotic, and bare. And that must happen first in order to reconstruct and create what you want. So, this is what's happening in 2024. A lot of things are going to be shining light to it, a lot more chaos moving up because the light is shining onto it. And this is all for the greater good, because once that comes out to light, things don't things don't go back the way they used to. People end up uniting. People that end up being more aware of what they want and leaning into that. So not so much as like watching the chaos that's happening. Let's say one of the wars in the world right now, and just watching it as if it's not impacting you and not doing anything. It's going to be more of like, I have to do something about it. I have to either take action on this or send my light to it, so that that dark energy moves through quicker, so that all the darkness is over with quicker, right? So again, going back to the analogy of um, having some type of remodeling in your home, it's the difference between having you yourself, who may not know anything about a construction, remodeling your own home, or having a team, and this is the team of light workers, all putting in their own knowledge, their own piece of magic into it, and coming together to create the change that you want in your home. And because everybody's working together, it happens so much faster, quicker, smoother. And that is the change that you can create this year. That is one of the things that is coming through really, really strongly, that anything that is destructed, any chaotic parts, any things that are ugly, we can move through them so much quicker, faster, and smoother when we come together in our own light. So that means anchoring in your light, anchoring in who you truly are. Show up as the true you. Trust that what you are receiving is true, and shine and teach that light outwards, because when you do that, you are connecting your light worker light with all the other light workers who are doing the work, and together we are able to move through the energy so much faster and create the type of world that we want to live in. So that is the second um, prediction for 2024. Okay, the third thing that's coming through really strongly is the energy of change, of shock, of things that are unpredictable. This energy is here to stay so that it can shake things around and move you back into your own best, highest path of consciousness. So let's say you are doing the work, you're a light worker, you're doing things, and then something unexpected happens. It could be anything that may be seen as hurtful, or hey, I didn't want that, right? I didn't want to manifest that thing. It's happening to kind of wake you up and snap you back into the path that will be of your for your highest good. So a lot of this energy is coming up. You're going to see a lot of souls leaving the earth from different reasons, for or different causes. You're going to see a lot of souls leaving. these souls living have their own path and they have their own purpose in their journey, right? So a lot of us are here to stay. We chose to be here on earth at this time. We chose to wake up and do the work. We chose to speak about this and help others wake up and ascend with us and create the world that we want, one of peace and harmony and love. But there's a lot of other souls whose contract or whose preference is to actually leave, or exit this world, this incarnation quickly at this time. And their purpose is to also raise the consciousness, raise compassion, raise the energy of love by leaving at such unexpected, quick exits right now. So you're going to see um, younger souls leaving. Know that they are choosing to do this. Know that also that they're not suffering. Okay, when somebody leaves the earth in, like, let's say, a violent way, right? The soul exits the body before the actual body suffers any pain. It's like the soul is already out watching the body die on earth. So it's none is there's no actual pain, right? It's difficult to understand sometimes, but this is it. And their passing creates more love, compassion, and awareness from anyone else who's watching or connected to that person, or people who have crossed over. So one of these soul's purposes in exiting at this time during 2024 is to raise the consciousness and raise the level of compassion and love by actually leaving the earth. It's kind of like doing the work anyway, but they're no longer here, right? So it's like that shock of losing someone or seeing people lose their lives that brings everyone who's still here back together and bringing that energy of love, compassion, and unity, which is so huge, into the next level. So what's coming through here is, like, for example, when 9/11 happened, right? When 9/11 happened, everything stopped. Everything stopped. Like, the phones weren't working, the transportation wasn't working. People came together. People who had cars and vehicles were driving home, and you would see thousands of people just walking over, let's say, like the Brooklyn Bridge to get back home from where they were at work in New York City. And these people were like picking up souls and people and giving them rights to help them. It didn't matter what race they were, it didn't matter what religion they were, it didn't matter what sex they were, it didn't matter. Everybody was together, united, working together, and feeling that energy of unity and compassion, that we're all one and we're all here going through the same exact thing and helping each other. So one of the reasons that a lot of souls will be exiting this year is for that, to bring more of that love and compassion. That was a huge shift when 9/11 happened in the awareness of consciousness, because it brought the whole world together and quiet at once. Just like COVID also had that effect, when everybody was just quiet and like, what do we do with ourselves? And then that whole part of awakening, because you have time to think and feel and reflect on who you are, what you are, and how you are connected to everyone else. So there's other people who are going to exit because they do not want to ascend in this time. So these would be people who are really rooted in the old paradigms of, I must work in order to get rich. We know that's no longer true. You must be who you are and do the things you love, and then you can have the abundance that you're wanting to. Or people who are like very rooted in their religions, which all religions create separation. So it's like, this is the religion, this is what it is. Anyone who is not following these rules, it's bad, evil's going to hell, whatever. And they don't want to open up and see the other side of the coin. they're not ready for it, and that's okay. That's their own soul's journey. So a lot of those people are also going to decide and choose to exit through now because they do not want to be here. And this is good. It's good for everyone because as they exit, more of that density, all paradigm energy goes away from the earth, and new souls are being born every day. And the new souls are all coming in remembering. So you may have seen already many videos on social media of children doing things that are like incredible, right? Like 3 year olds playing concert pianos when their fingers can barely reach the keys of the piano, or things like that. These are new souls that are coming in awakened, who are continuing their last life that they were here, where they already had mastered that. And so they already have not only that physical or artistic um, awareness with them as they're coming in, but they also have the awareness of how things could be better because they just came back from the other part. They just came back from being a pure soul where you can see and understand what all love and light is, and unity, and how we're all one. So they're coming in with that. So as the older souls are leaving, and they don't have to be old, they can be young but still rooted in the old paradigms. As they are leaving, they are making more space for more light coming in. So it's all working together. So I'm seeing a lot of souls leaving in many different ways, and they're all doing their job at this time on earth to create more light and peace and unity on Mother Earth. Okay, the next energy that I am feeling in for the year 2024 is the energy of the animals. Animals are going to take a huge part of this year. Animals, well, as you know, if you ever had a pet, have this unconditional love and knowing. They are connected to higher consciousness on their own. Anyone who owns a pet knows this, right? And you know that they're here to help you, especially if you have cats. Cats have a special connection to other realms. But here's what are going to do for us in 2024. Number one, you might see new animals coming into your life who then get sick and cross over. They are doing the job of taking negativity from your energetic field, taking it upon their bodies so that you can continue to do the work, and then they cross over and they take that with them. Now don't feel bad for like, oh no, they're going to come and because of me they have crossed. That's their purpose. They're coming into your life for that, to help you ascend, to help you awaken, and to help you heal on a different level. So you're going to see that if you had an animal within your space for a long time, you might see them crossing over this year because there's so much darkness that is coming up and showing up in your space that you're digging up from the deepest areas of where you have had them buried within your body. And these animals are able to perceive it, receive it, remove it from you, help you remove it, and then they're going to take it with them because that is their purpose. So their purpose is not to just come here and accompany you and make you feel better. It's actually like making you feel better in a completely different way. That's their purpose. Now, here's the other thing that the animals are telling me right now is that they're coming right back. So once they do their work and they remove this negative energy from your energetic field and they cross over, then they come right back. They come back incarnated in a different animal, and then they come back to you. So you may have the same animal coming over and over throughout your life in different bodies, right? Even it could even be in a different animal, but they're coming back to you, and you'll know when they're coming back because you're going to see and recognize the traits of the previous animal being back here. So don't worry about like, oh, they're doing this, but it's just part of what they have chosen to do. Does that make sense? Okay. The other thing that animals are doing is that they are collectively going to show you more ways for you to connect. So every time you're petting an animal, admiring an animal, watching an animal on a video, going to on a hike and encountering an animal, you're going to have this deeper connection with them where you become one with them and you get some transmissions from the animal that elevates your consciousness and knowing. So you're going to see a lot more animal encounters where they're not um, attacking you or eating you if they're wild animals, but it's more of a connection and awareness of, hey, we're all one in this together. The same thing as what came up earlier, right? We're all one. It's all about unity. What can we learn? What can I teach you? What can you gather from me? What can you give me? It's all about a give and take. So animals are a huge energy that's showing up this year that is here to help us ascend. A lot of animals also are incarnations of higher beings. So it could be your spirit guide coming through in it, or it could be a higher being from your galactic family coming up and showing up in animal form so that you can see, perceive, and connect with them in a way that is comfortable for you, that you're not scared. So, this is the next thing that's coming up and is connected to aliens. So the next part is the alien sightings and feelings and connections. They're here. They have been here. They're coming to help us. They're here to help us ascend and remove the dark energies. They're not interfering with free will, which is why you're still seeing so much darkness on the world, but they will interfere and take place if us earthlings create such chaos that can really destroy the world, because if the earthlings decide to do this type of damage to the world, it also impacts the universe and other planets in the universe. So in that case, they would intervene, but for other things, they don't. So a lot of these aliens are your galactic family. You are part of them, or you were them before. So in meditation, for those of you who have done the work, you may have met them, you may have communicated with them. But then when you're back in your body and you're awake, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's so cool, I want to. But then if it came down to you actually meeting them right now, it would freak you out. For most of us, it would. And so they are taking the form of animals to show up for you and delivering the messages that you need at the time of that encounter. Okay? So pay attention to animals that seem really wise or like really intense in the way that it's like, oh, what, like, that's not a real animal, right? Have you ever looked in the eyes of an animal? You're like, yeah, that animal is like a person stuck inside of them. That's a being. That's a higher consciousness being within your animal. And I'm not just talking about your domestic animals. I'm talking about, any encounters of wildlife, right? It could be a bunny, it could be a bird, it could be a fox, that you encounter, and this is part of how they're communicating. So pay attention to the animals, pay attention to the birds' song, pay attention to any encounters that you see or any animal that continuously shows up for you, whether it be in real life, like live, or like on pictures, or symbols, or videos that come across your feed. Pay attention to that, because they're all giving you messages. Okay, and moving on to continuing with the alien part, um, they're not completely going to show up for us here now in 2024. It's showing up as coming up later, more like 2026, 2027. That's going to be a huge global reveal. But the reason they're not happening is not happening now at that level is because we're not ready, right? So if they showed up right now, there would be like panic because there's so much fear because of what the media has fed us. It's not what the media is saying. Aliens are not coming here to destroy us and take over us and do experiments on us. That, most of that is man-made to create fear. So you may see some things about aliens this year. Know that it is not the actual aliens, that it is actually man-made to create and instill more fear upon the masses. Okay, this might be very controversial, but this is what's coming through. And this is why it's so important for us to do the work. And the work is clearing your body and mind, moving your body to release dark energy, meditating or connecting to your inner higher self so that you can really quickly learn how to tune into you and what's true for you. So when you see, encounter, or are told things that aren't true, you can figure that out. You can know instantly. It's that gut feeling like, no, that's not true, right? So that is why it's so important for this year for you to get really in shape energetically and physically so that you're able to connect that and feel that in your gut like this is true, this isn't true, right? So you know, so you don't have to buy into the fear of the collective of the people who are buying into the stories that are being told to create fear to because what happens when people are all collectively in fear. What happens is that you're able to be controlled, right? If you're fearful, right? Let's take the coronavirus. You're fearful of getting this virus, therefore you must stay in your house. You cannot go visit your parents or grandparents or the hospital. You must be separate. Why? When you're following those rules of staying in, of not doing things, of not visiting people, of not connecting with other humans, then you become weak. This is why when you do connect with others, when you do connect, even on a energetic level, you're able to raise the frequency and know on a higher level of consciousness what is true for you. So that is really important of why we're being asked to do more of the work to help others who are waking up if you're already doing the work and to teach and to speak and to stand true to what you know, to what you believe, because that is really going to help shift the way that the planet is moving and get to where it's going, which is ascension, which is love, which is oneness, much faster, quicker, and smoother. It's going that way. There is no turning back. That's where we're going. The difference is how fast can we get there? Okay. Okay, and this is the last thing that I am receiving as a prediction for the 2024 energy forecast, which is you get to choose which life paradigm you want to live in. And you really are able to create the life that you want this year because all of the energies are there supporting you and giving you the push for you to get where you want quickly. So, in this, it is really important to be really um, aware of your thoughts. Your thoughts create things, your thoughts become things. So when you are focusing on the things you don't want, I don't want what I had last year. I don't want to live in lack. I don't want to be sick, right? That's a negative comment. That's a negative statement. You're saying, I don't want blah, blah, blah. You want to make sure that your thoughts, ideas, and affirmations are all in the positive. So you want to say, I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am happy and joyous all the time. Everything works for me for the positive. Money comes to me with ease and flow, right? So these are the types of affirmations and thoughts that you want to switch. You want to put your energy into the positive of what you want to be, not into the negative of what you don't want. Because when you're going and thinking or saying things like, oh, I wish I had that, you are actually evoking the lack of what you don't have, right? So you're saying, oh, I wish I had blah, blah, blah. Then you're saying, I don't have that. And the universe responds to you much quicker this year, 2024, and says, oh, you don't have that. Oh, that's right, you don't have it, and you don't get it. So it's like, oh, I want that. You can put it in a way that sounds like, how would it feel to have that? How would it feel to be this, right? Or isn't it wonderful that I am? And then you say and the statement, right? Isn't it wonderful that I am healthy? Isn't it wonderful that I am strong? Isn't it wonderful that I am wealthy? Or another way to say it is Wouldn't it be nice if, or I would like to believe that. Or you can just go straight to the I am rich, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am love, right? So any of those positive ways of thinking, speaking, and sending your energy to that will bring you what you are evoking and saying and putting your intention to so much faster. So you really have to pay attention to how you're speaking, how you're talking to yourself, and how you're thinking these things, because all of that energy will manifest so much quicker for you this year. So, in terms of abundance, you are being called to begin to feel what it would feel like to already be abundant and begin to notice all the things that you are already abundant in. So, for example, let's say you're living paycheck to paycheck. However, you have a roof over your head and you have heat and or air conditioner depending on what you need, and you have food on the table and you have clothes to wear and you have water to drink, and you right. So all of these things are bits and pieces that we are abundant, that some people actually don't have this, some people don't, right? And they have to make do, and you have it. And if you have it, uh, send gratitude to it, be thankful for it, and become aware that that is part of your abundance. The more that you are in the energy of gratitude for what you already have, the faster it is for you to bring forward to you even more things for you to be grateful about. So, all the things that you're wanting to do, go ahead and begin to send gratitude for already having it, because actually, guys, it's already here, it's already there for you. You just have to choose it, and you choose it by tuning into the energy of gratitude, of love, of abundance, of I already have it, and not the energy of lack. Okay, so that's coming out really, really strongly. One of the exercises, I'm actually going to do another podcast about this, is to do your list of things that you want to create or bring towards in your life, um, and put them all in a positive way so that you can repeat them, see them, and send your energy towards that every single day. And you will see things moving, and you're going to see yourself receiving so much faster. Okay, guys, this is the energy prediction for this year. I hope you had enjoyed it. Let me know how it feels for you. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. And with that, I'm sending you so much love. Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Okay, guys, this is how spirit works. I finished my podcast. I went off. I was told not to publish yet. And now I know why. It's because while I was walking away, I got a new hit of something else that I needed to expand on. So here it is. I was just talking about this year, 2024, you get to choose which paradigm you want to live in. And that looks like this: when you raise your energy, when you're doing the work, when you're doing your meditation, when you're setting up your goals and affirmations for what it is that you do want in this life, then everything works for you with ease, with speed, with love, with abundance, with health, all of the good things, right? You are living in a paradigm of good life where nothing really faces you, where you are living the life, so to speak, where you're happy all the time, where the grunchy, scrunchy people who are kind of mean don't face you, because they can still be there, but you get to see them from a different perspective, almost as if you're watching a film and like that's them and you're here and you're living a good life, and it doesn't bother you or touch you or face you. So that is one way to choose to go into 2024. And the other one is the heavy one. The heavy one is the old energy, the energy of everything's hard, I have no time, there is no money, um, everything's so difficult to get, it's very sad. All of this really low frequency energies, those will come towards you if you choose to give them more fuel, if you choose to believe in them, if you choose to lean into them. So for 2024, it's really important to really tune into yourself and what you want, and only give energy to that, and then allow those who choose differently than you to choose that and to be. And here is actually, I shared this with one of my clients this week. this is something that you can do to help you navigate this when you're really working and trying on having your best life, which is when your, let's say, friends, families, or people around you, or even, the collective, like the news, if you're still choosing to do that, which I recommend you to stop doing that. Don't watch the news anymore. If you are looking and tuning into that, look at it as if you're looking at a film. You chose to look at this film and see the suffering, see the hardships over there. But then when you tune off, when you turn off the TV, when you turn off the film, you go back to your own life. Now, why would you choose to watch a movie that brings you down, that makes you feel, sad or angry, or like things are hard and struggling? That's another point, right? You get to choose what you want to be. But sometimes the people who are choosing to live in that paradigm is your family, or there's people who like you really love. And so there is no escape. So this is a really good tool to watch it and experience it as if you're watching a film, and then removing yourself from it so it doesn't touch you or affect you in a negative way, right? Use the tools, guys. You have so many tools. You can ask, when you're feeling heavy, you can ask, who does this belong to? Who does this belong to? This is straight from Access Consciousness. Who does this belong to? Until it lifts. That means until it no longer feels like it's heavy on your heart, right? You can also ask, is this mine? Which is a different version of who does this belong to remove any negative energy. Use your tools, your crystals. If you have selenite wand or crystal, use that to clear the energy around your body, especially your throat chakra, your eyes, your whole head area, your consciousness. You can use sage to sage your space, your room. You can also call in your angels, putting a bubble of protection around you so that anything negative, especially if you're going to be around people who are already negative and you know that you're going to be around them, but you kind of need to be there because it's your family and you love them and you have that connection still. Put a bubble of protection around you so that all of the negativity doesn't penetrate you. You can also put in a bubble of mirror protection, which anything that comes towards you, which is negative, bounces back. This is a really good one and a really helpful one. And I really love using the mirror bubble of protection because not only does it not penetrate you and your own energy to affect you in a negative way, but it also bounces back to the sender, and it allows them to reflect, which is why it's a mirror, it reflects, right? Reflect on their own voice, on their own thoughts. So let's say somebody's being very critical of you and you have this bubble of mirror around you. It goes to the mirror, it goes right back at them, and then they get to hear their own voice back in their head, and they get to realize, oh, I'm being very critical here. Oh, that wasn't very nice. And they get to have that moment of awareness, which is really good for everybody, right? So use these tools and also choose which paradigm you want to live on, right? Is it the one of ease and fast manifestation, and where you're able to raise the frequency and live a joyful, loving life, where you're able to help others and just have that positive energy that people are just attracted to you because, hey, it is so needed now? Or do you choose the one which is, this is difficult, there's no time, there's no money, there's no health, and all of those negative things, and there's always sorrow and all of, like, I'm not worthy, all of those negative feelings and energies? You get to choose which one you live on this year. This is a really straight year of separation made by each individual who chooses which paradigm you want to live on. Okay, so that's the last part for sure. I'm done now. Thank you, Spirit. Now I can finally publish this and let you go. Again, have a happy new year. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.